Uganda is estimated 44 million people, out of which 78% is youth. Today, over 70% of kids in Uganda storm the streets of Kampala, the capital city of Uganda. Over 79% of street children in Uganda are victims of violence by their parents, which forces them to flee their homes, according to statistics. Kato Joseph, a 32-year-old, has a different story. His mom died when he was 12 years old. The death of his mom ushered him into the ghetto life, not by choice, but because of circumstances.
We didn't actually knew or understand in depth what it meant to me to lose the mom, the person actually remained with, who was like a caretaker of our lives. We found our mom already buried. People were still at home. She was buried one day before we came.
After the death of Kato's mother, their grandmother, who lived and sold alcohol in the ghetto streets of Kampala, decided to take care of them.
She couldn't even feed us. And then my big brother started, looking for other ways of, put food on the table, and that's where we actually introduced on the street life. We started going our own ways, engaging different groups, peer groups actually, which didn't live our lives the same.
The behaviors required for survival were not lawful, nor moral in any way, but harmful to his life and society. Living in the streets of Kampala for a period of 4 years was a real hopelessness to Kato, until salvation came through a German missionary, Regina Schweizer, who extended an arm of assistance, getting some of them off the streets into a rehab home.
That was a turning point, entering into a rehab home. It gave me a good way that life is still possible. I received so much from that home.
With all that Kato went through, he felt it would be unfair if he stood aside and watched children go through similar situations as he did and do nothing about it.
I know about Kato that he is a very driven person. He is very passionate. I know from him that he went through a lot of things himself, and what I can see is that out of that he actually got a very compassionate heart for others. This is where I can see that he has a heart of building up people in every area of their life, to see them really live like a full life, a fulfilling life.
Make sure that at least they can dream, have positive attitudes towards tomorrow.
That conviction brought together friends with the same passion, and YoChild-Africa was birthed to address issues of orphans and other vulnerable children in Uganda.
We started YoChild out of this desire, from Kato, to really give back to the community, to give back to his country, and even beyond that. It's not just like his country, but to really build a kingdom of God. This was very strong in Kato's heart, and he's like a big visionary, and I just loved the way he does life.
YoChild-Africa is a non-governmental organization registered in Uganda, dedicated to work with less privileged and vulnerable children, families and communities in Africa.
I would love to see so much smiles, so much lives being changed. People saying, if it wasn't YoChild-Africa, I wouldn't have become the person I am today.
YoChild-Africa mission. YoChild-Africa aims at raising a generation of children who are spiritually, socially, and mentally sound, able to contribute to the well-being of their families and community, and have a well-defined value system. Our goal is to be the leading Christian charity and humanitarian organization in Africa, providing support and empowering less privileged and vulnerable children and families to live a transformed and purposeful life in their generation through tackling the causes of injustice, spiritual and physical poverty. Our vision is to empower and transform. Our values are love, excellence, integrity, and stewardship.
I feel YoChild-Africa is the hope for those who are hopeless.
For more information on YoChild-Africa, contact the following addresses: Remember, even the little matters.